Okay everybody, thanks for coming in today. Now before I actually start the presentation, I'll just run through a couple of things with you. Obviously TNT do a site induction. This one's a little bit different to what the TNT version is. This one, you actually get a certificate at the end, not just inducted into our site. So I'll show you the module we're working off. Assessment required for TLIL 2060. Hopefully I've got enough copies here. I'll hand these out. Thank you. There you go, young Andy. So look, obviously TNT do a site induction, done by our good friend Roz over there, and it is a very good induction, but this is slightly different. This induction, when it's fully completed, you actually get a certificate and recognised training from the training that you have done. Okay, so this is how I'm going to set it up for. This is your first day at TNT. Okay, you've never worked here before, so this is your first day. Okay, a little bit about myself. My name's Darren Hoults. I've worked in the transport industry for over 15 years. For TNT, I've worked for 14 years. I've worked in most positions from dockhand up to supervisor. At the moment I'm a dockhand, although they've got some fancy title for it these days, and it's not dockhand, it's, yeah, but we'll just go old school, call myself a dockhand. Okay, through TNT, I got a diploma in logistics, which I'm so proud of. You know, it was a lot of hard work, but yeah, I'm proud of that. I've got a semi-license and a forklift license, so I can do most functions out on the dock and drive most vehicles out there except for a VW. So over the years TNT have given me a lot of training, which I've appreciated. Some's worth a lot, some's worth nothing. I mean, obviously we all work for TNT, we all know what the good training is and the bad training is. So that's a little bit about myself. Now, goals and outcomes of this meeting today. Today, you're going to start your employment as TNT. So, we're going to teach you how to handle WH&S issues, know your way around the site, which is most important, because there's no point you turn up to a new site, you see how big it is. At least this way you'll get to know your way around, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable. Know your way around the site, make you feel comfortable. Most importantly, I want you to have some fun. You know, this is not rigid. We're all workers here, so we're just going to be all nice and cosy and yeah. Now, the WH&S for this area, emergency exits. If you go out to your right there, out through reception, head over towards the car collect depot, which is our evacuation point as well. Hazards, just please be mindful when you're walking around, look out for tripping hazards. Like there's a trolley over there, some computers over there, just little things like that, cords, got some cords around. First aid, we've got a first aid office right over there. Is there any first aid officers amongst us? We've got 3, so if anyone has a heart attack or cuts themselves, we're in good hands here, which is a bonus. But yeah, there's plenty of first aid people around the site, so when you're out there working, you will be covered. Okay, a bit of an icebreaker. This way I want to get to know each other. Obviously, at the moment, we'll just pretend no one knows each other. We're all brand new employees to TNT. I like to start off with a little bit of a joke, you know, just to break the ice. Little gag is, if you go into the toilet and you're an Australian, you come out of the toilet and you're Australian, what are you when you're in the toilet?
Australian?
Anybody? No? European.
European.
Come on, Roz, when we set this up, 3 weeks ago, I told Roz, look, this is the gag I'm going to use. Please, she didn't get it for a while, finally clicked in about 2 weeks later. And I said, look, please, Roz, just help me out, just please laugh so everyone else thinks
You may be European.
Okay, so at this stage, I'd like to go around the room. As I said, just pretend that none of us worked for TNT before. We're all brand new, no one knows each other. We'll start to my right, because I'm right-handed, right-footed. So what's your name, young man?
Yep,
Tell us a little bit about your work history and...
been driving a forklift for 17, 20 odd years. I'm always better than before, but do the dog-hand work. Been around the transport industry for too long.
Any gag you'd like to share with us? I know you're a Collingwood supporter, so there's a gag enough. Next gentleman.
Joe Phil, been in transport now for 27 years. Dog-hand, forklift driver, supervisor. Currently health and safety.
So you've covered most roles, you know exactly what's going on in the transport industry. Speaking of tripping hazards.
Yeah, g'day. Name's John Hillis, OHS advisor here at the Melbourne Airport Hub and Helen as well. I've only been in the transport industry for about a year now, just here at TNT. And also state manager for work health and safety for Air Force cadets outside of here as well, part-time. So very busy with work health and safety, so I'm looking forward to your presentation.
Okay, gags or antidotes or?
None that can be recorded.
Okay, that's fine.
Ross Kennedy, I've been at TNT for 18 plus years. Started in our credit receivables department as just an accounts clerk. We moved into team leader role within that area. From there went into the work health safety arena for 6 years and now into the regional ops training role for just on 12 months.
Perfect. Any gags?
No, I don't have any.
Okay.
My name is Bill Godwin. I drive a forklift here. I'm only a lad at TNT. I've only been here about 5 or 6 years. But it's a nice job. I enjoy it here and I'm happy.
Management aren't going to see it, so please feel free to
Yeah,
tee off if you want. Any gags or antidotes or?
no mate, thanks very much.
No problem.
My name's Andrew Blarwood. I've been with TNT for 29 years. Yeah, still happy, still kicking here. Interests are music, making beer, drinking beer, and just enjoying life away from TNT.
No problem. Any jokes you'd like
I'll
to share
give you
with
one,
us?
mate.
Okay.
What's brown and sticky?
I'll give up.
A stick.
There you go.
Oh,
See, Ros, she's a little bit delayed, Ros, but they do eventually come. Okay, so now expectations. This is what I expect out of the participants. Ask as many questions as you want. Okay, feel free. There's no stupid questions. Okay, so just hit me with whatever you need to know. No phones. I know. Look, I know we're all very important people, but if you wouldn't mind just sticking your phones on silent, and if a very important phone call comes through, please feel free to leave the room. Okay, I won't be offended. Be mindful of people around you. Okay, look, just be careful of the language, things like that. Everyone sees the world different ways, so if we all try to just focus on the task at hand and not get sidetracked, we'll be right. Always wear PPE where needed. Obviously, it's a big industrial site. Safety vests are mandatory. Please, whenever you're out there, make sure you've got your safety vest on because, yeah, must be worn, and no discriminating comments, okay? Just keep it family friendly and everyone will survive. Okay, now, the first thing I'll do, obviously, we've got to suspend a little bit of belief here, but this is what I expect to happen. First day, first thing we do is fill in all the documentation we need to, like bank account details, ID details, any outstanding paperwork that has not been done, that needs to be covered off, you know, because we all want to get paid, things like that. So there's going to be probably a mountain of paperwork that hasn't been done, needs to be copied off. We'll hand you out a copy of your job description so everyone knows exactly what their role is going to be within TNT. But as with TNT, it is very flexible, your job role. So you might be doing this today, tomorrow you'll be doing that. But it'll all be covered over as to what your actual function is. But it will be also as per directed. So you might be a driver today, no work for you tomorrow, not that that's ever happened, you'll be a dock hand. But you will be directed on what you're doing and what's expected of you. Site EBA, which they're negotiating at the moment, but you'll get a copy or a rundown of that, so you know exactly what your remuneration is and what's expected of you. Site work WH&S procedures, we'll run through those with you. Obviously it's a big site, there's a lot of WH&S issues and procedures. Run through it so everyone is kosher on exactly what they're doing and how they're going to go about it. And most importantly, we'll have your photo taken for your IDs to make sure that you get your ID as soon as you can with your pretty little moniker on there. Okay, roles and expectations, site chain management. What we'll do is we'll run through actually who runs the show, right down to your supervisor or leading hands or whatever the job description is these days. We'll show you exactly a site plan so you know who's who in the zoo. Job description and requirements. Reading through that, you have the paperwork, site EVA, industrial relations, which is very important, policies, procedures and legislation, so you know exactly what is entailed here. WHS requirements and procedures, we'll go through it again. Customer service responsibilities, which is very important because obviously our customers are our main focus. If we haven't got customers, we haven't got a job. So we'll go through with you exactly what is expected of you when you're out on the road, when you're internal, because just because you're working inside does not mean you have not got internal customers. You've got internal customers as well as external customers. Everybody's expecting something, so we'll just go through and show you exactly how to look after all of our customers. Use of PPE, safety vest, glasses, boots where required, because some customers you go to, you must have safety boots, are mandatory, so just cover off exactly what you need to know. So that'll cover your roles and expectations of what's expected of you working at TNT. Any question and answer so far? Feel free, gentlemen and ladies, on here. No problem.
Is there like a training period? So I was just going to ask, is there like a training period? Or?
Well, I reckon we can knock this over in about 6 to 8 hours. So obviously I'm giving you a little 20-minute run. You get all the paperwork. Obviously, I mean, when I first started at TNT, it used to be a group induction. So I think that in the class there was probably, I think about 10, 15 people. Now that used to be done over 4 days. Obviously, Roz, is it just one person, one-on-one these days, is it?
No, that's group.
It's group, so, and how much time do you allow for that?
You're about 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah, so there you go. So it all fits into the time frame. Just got to, obviously, to get a certificate, if you have a look at the paperwork I've given you, there is certain things that you have got to cover off to make sure they're compatible, or compliant is probably a better word. Okay, depot tour. Now I just want you to suspend belief and just forget that you're actually in this room. Now we actually get up and go for a walk around, and I'll take you out and show you the depot. So I will show you the site layout, including amenities, so exactly where the canteen is, toilets are, drinking fountains, emergency exits, which we cover off down here. Show you where we keep the WHS procedures, so that if ever you are curious about something or you're not too sure, you know exactly the person to go up and see, exactly where they're kept. Workplace hazards, well, as you obviously transport industry, we've got trucks, we've got tugs, we've got forklifts. We'll show you the pedestrian walkways, show you where to go, where not to go, show you for hazards to look at, show you where the DG area are, and things like that. Show you the evacuation points, we'll go for a walk around, and I'll point out all evacuations, because you might be down this end of the depot and we have an emergency, it could be up the other end. So there's different evacuation points for different parts of the depot. Notice boards, I'll show you where all the notice boards are, which gets you up to date with all the union activity, WH&S, and just general job description. Not that you just want to leave TNT yet, or transfer already, you've only just started, you don't know how good it is. So yeah. Equipment and demonstration. So if you're going to be a truck driver, obviously you're going to be using things like trolley jacks and things like that. We'll do a demonstration. Then I'll give you a little bit of hands-on experience as to how to do it. PPE, obviously it's pretty basic how to put on a safety vest, but we'll run through it all. Safety boots, glasses, where to find things. So like there's some chemical companies that you pick up from that you actually need to take out a DG bag with you. We'll show you where to get those, things like that. Okay, so that's the depot tour. So look, as I said, you just got to suspend belief a little bit, and you just got to come along. Any questions or observations at the moment?
You said you've got work health and safety procedures, is that documentation, like
Yeah.
the reports?
That's how to do things as well. So like, say you have a spill, how the appropriate things to follow. And yeah, because everything's covered by paperwork these days. So yeah, we'll just show you, we'll give an example of some, we'll show you where they're kept, what to do in emergencies and things like that. So.
Just with the demonstrating the equipment.
Yep.
Do we get to do some hands-on?
Yep, I'll demonstrate it once and we'll all have a go at some trolley jacks and things like that just to check that you are competent. Do a little bit of manual lifting as well, check that the technique's fine and things like that. How to check for weighted boxes and that. So we'll just cover everything off that they'll need to know as a driver, dash dockhand, dash whatever their role is. So whatever equipment they're going to use, we'll go through it.
Is there a probationary period for new employees?
It used to be 3 months. So, but yeah.
Probably still the same. Probably still the same.
Yeah. We'll continue on. Okay, now what we do is after we come back from our depot tour, we actually get to meet who's who in the zoo. Okay, so we have all the, their managers will come in, their leading hands, WH&S manager and major stakeholders like depot managers and that. We have a big bonding session, so everyone actually gets to meet each other, they know who's who, and because they've done the job interview, they've probably been interviewed by their manager, even though they're probably introduced, but it means nothing in the job interview. But actually, on the day, we'll actually introduce everyone, so they'll know who they're working for, what's expected, and yeah, the chain of command, which I know we covered off before, but we just have little photos. Now we actually, time permitting, obviously, with the how important a lot of them are, just get to meet everyone and make them all feel warm and fuzzy. Now it's your final chance to ask any questions with the major stakeholders present. Okay, so obviously, everyone before I start a new job's got little nagging questions in the back of their head, like, oh, how do I do this, how do I do that? On that final presentation, when everyone's here, it's the perfect time to get all those questions out. So on your first day of full work at TNT, you can actually turn up, feel confident, you know exactly what you're doing, how you go about it, who you're reporting to, and what's expected of you. So you should have no little questions. And yeah, if you feel uncomfortable about asking them in the group environment, you can speak to them off to the side after everyone's had their turn. Okay, now feedback time. This is where you use the blessed. Absolutely blessed. I've done a little handout. Okay, now what it is little questions, because obviously to be compliant with the procedures that I've handed out, there is got to be a question and answer part of it. Question and answer part of it to prove that you are competent in what I've shown you. Okay, so I've come up with 12 questions, Q&As, and I've also got an evaluation of the training delivered. So this is for my own personal feedback. Obviously this is a mock-up one for today, but if it was a genuine presentation, I'd actually like to see feedback coming. Evaluation of training delivered and evaluation of myself. Now I'll read the questions out, or I'll give them out to you and I'll... One. Okay, now the type of questions that I'd ask, now this is just what I've done at home. Who was the OH&S manager? List some of your WH&S responsibilities. What do you do if you hear the evacuation alarm? Name 2 hazards you noticed on the depot tour. What do you do if you notice a hazard in the workplace? Which direction is the traffic flow, which obviously we'll cover around when we're doing our walk around. List some of your responsibilities as a driver. List some of your responsibilities towards customer service. List a PPE item. Where would you find a manual handling procedure? What do you do if you hurt yourself at work? What do you do if you have faulty equipment? Okay, so there's little to prove that the actual participations are competent in what I've been teaching them. We'll be able to get the answers from that. Now this is the evaluation of the training delivered. This is what the feedback I'll get. Did the training cover the content you thought it would? Were the objectives of the training clearly defined and achieved? Were the topics relevant to you? Were the objectives met? Was anything missing that you would like to see included? What would you like to see more of? Obviously, what would you like to see less of? Probably me is the answer there. How could the training be improved? Was enough time allowed for the training? Explain some points you got out of the training. Evaluation of the assessor, or the instructor, sorry. How did you find the instructor's knowledge of the subjects? How did you find the presentation methods? How do you find the instructor's communication skills? How did the instructor handle questions? How was the instructor's interaction with the students? Where could the instructor improve? Any observations or comments you would like? Now obviously you could make, excuse me, you can make the questions a lot broader, a lot bigger, but yeah, obviously questions and answers have to be asked and answered to be deemed competent and to get the certificate that they're after. Okay, now I think that is about it. Is that right? But I would, anybody like to, any questions, feedback?
Well done, mate.
Going once?
Well done.
Going twice?
Good job.
Good job.
Job done.
22 minutes.
22 minutes?
Awesome.
Excellent.